Hello everyone, good evening. So let's wait for a couple of minutes more for everyone to join in before we start the session. Yes, I guess we are good to start. So, hello everyone, and I hope I have a quick question in for the team. So, do you have Python and the VS Code already installed in your machine? I'll
Mm.
guide you through the steps. Yeah, no worries. I'll guide you through the steps on how to get it installed. So for the current session, we are using VS Code. And if you are also, I'll also show you from the from the web also how to compile the Python. So it will be helpful during the interviews also because the interviewers will expect you to open an Python compiler in the browser and do the coding as well. So I'll show you both the ways how to do it in the VS Code and also how to do it in the web. So let me start sharing my screen. Yes, let me know once it is visible to you.
We can see.
Yeah, visible now.
Okay, great, great. Thank you. So, I want everyone to open your laptops, the browser, go to the browser, and first let's start with installing the Python. I'll post the link in the chat. Yes. Can you click on this link? I have a quick question as well. So, all of you are using Windows, or do we have Mac users as well in the audience?
Myself having Mac also as well as Windows will be using from company side.
Okay, so currently you are using.
Today I joined by office laptop. By tomorrow
Mhm.
onwards, I'll be able to join with a MacBook.
Okay, okay. So if you want to install the setup in your office laptop, it is fine. Else you can directly use the browser compiler for today. So I'll give you the compiler too. Yes.
Your good name?
I'm Tripura.
Okay.
Yeah. So this is the online compiler. So you can directly click and practice today's sessions in this compiler itself directly. Yeah, so I hope everyone already opened this browser and navigated to the screen. So on the screen, you can see we have an buttons called about, downloads, and documents, correct? So hover on the downloads. There you can see the Python's latest version. Click on Python 3.14 and this will allow you to download the exe. Click on save.
I mean, do you want to install that one? I mean,
Yeah, we
what?
need to have it installed, the Python, before going with the VS Code.
Okay.
So go to the downloads and then click on the Python 3.14. So basically for us to do any Python related coding, what the main prerequisites for us is to have the Python download in our machine first, okay? And after the Python is downloaded, we have to make sure the pip is also getting installed along with the Python. Um, and post that, we need to check the environment variables also. I'll help you navigate all these steps. So for the prerequisite, for the very first step, you need to download Python from here. Go to the downloads, Python 3.14. I'll wait for a couple of more seconds before going to the installation part. And once it got downloaded, I'll also have my chat window open so that I can see the questions. Hello, Pranay. Are we using PyCharm or VS? We are using VS Code. Actually, earlier I had posted a poll regarding which tool the team wants to use. Either it is a PyCharm or the VS Code. So most of the words went to the VS Code. So we are choosing the VS Code for the session. Yeah. So
And
once it, sorry. Okay. So I'm not able to get the download links. Let me post this again in the chat. So I have again posted the chat for the link for the download. So you just click on that. You will be navigated to the page I'm on. So once the download is done, once the extension got downloaded, go to the location where the download happened. Folder. So here I can see the exe. Double click on that. And here we can see it install Python 3.14.0. And here I have install now or customize installation. So we should be on the install now. Sorry. One second. I have some other thing to explain as well. So here we have to make sure we check this box. Add python.exe python.exe to the path. Okay, this checkbox is very main. And then click on install now. And later on, if you will get yes or no pop-up, then click on yes. Since I already have a Python installed in my laptop, I'm not proceeding forward from here. You just have to click on yes.
So system path will get auto created for the same, right? When
Yes.
we click on the
Check the
adapt check.
box.
Yeah.
Yes. So that's the main reason. So that's in updated feature we have it in the Python. So by
Hmm.
just clicking on the checkbox, you can eliminate the entire setup of going to the environment variables, going to the path and adding it manually.
Correct.
So everyone, please make sure you click the checkbox. Add this one. Add python.exe.path. Okay, Simran, you already have Python installed earlier. So can you go to your command prompt and check and provide the command? Sorry, something has happened to my Teams. Yes. Mhm. One second, team. Something has happened. And let me reshare it. Yes. So go to the command prompt, CMD, do a Windows run, Windows and R, type CMD, click on enter. So here you can see the command prompt getting open, and here type Python -version. So you can check whether the Python got installed or not by this. If you get the Python version, then you don't have to do the steps of Python installation.
Okay, so it's installed and I am, for me, it's showing the version as 3.13.7.
It's fine. Any version should be good.
Okay.
No problem.
Okay, yeah, thank you.
So hi team, anyone facing issues or can I proceed forward to the next step? And after the installation, check the command prompt. What I have now explained you now, the CMD, go to the command prompt and type Python versions. So now after the installation, sorry. Yeah. And the other basic thing, whenever we are installing the Python, along with the Python, pip packages will also get automatically installed, will automatically get downloaded into your system. Okay. So you have to also just cross check whether the pip also got installed or not by using pip -- version, by using this command. I'll post both the commands in the chat. And later you have to use, if it is Mac, then try using pip3 -- version. First check with pip. If the community is not allowing you to with the pip alone, then go with pip3 -- version. And it also gives the location where the packages got installed and everything. Hope
For
these,
me,
yeah.
the pip3 or pip is not showing, but there's a Python also for me, but 3.15 version.
Python 3.15 version should automatically download you with the pip. So can you drop the screenshot here in the chat so I can see what is happening over there?
Yeah, sure. Do you have to add to the environmental variables or something like that? Or?
I think by installation you haven't added the environment variables.
I
So
mean, it
can
was
we
already
connect
there
it
in my.
post? Yeah, can we connect post the sessions offline so that we can
Okay.
I can sit
Sure.
with you and see what's the issue.
Or I can reinstall it. Maybe that will work, I think. Yeah.
Try that.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, this time check the box and see it.
All right. Yeah.
Why we use pip? What is the
Yes.
purpose of?
The main purpose of pip is, let's say Python has all the code and the libraries which we need for our coding, and also for the testing also. It has all the libraries, okay? Python has all the code and everything. And for us, for the IDE, and for us to make use of the libraries which is available in the Python, we have to make use of pip. Pip actually acts like a bridge between the Python and for us, for the IDEs we have, like VS Code or something. Okay, it is basically a package installer. We call pip as a package installer. I hope I cleared the question. I'll explain more in detail in the further sessions after once the installation is everything done. So while coding also, you'll understand what's the main use of pip. Basically, during the Playwright installation, you'll understand more in detail about the pip and all. Yes, so I hope everyone installed the Python. So once the Python installation is done, once you see both the pip and also the Python versions in this command prompt, now let's proceed with installing the Visual Code. So I'll provide you the link here in the chat for the VS Code as well. So directly click on that. You will be navigated to this screen. Click on if it's Windows.
Hi, sorry to interrupt.
Yeah,
So,
no
is there a
worries.
way to check that if we have Visual Studio also
Yeah,
installed?
you can directly search here with Visual Code and you should be able to see the icon.
Oh, okay. Okay, okay. So, yeah, so I have that. Okay. Yeah.
Oh, you
Thank
also
you.
have Visual Code?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that's great. Nice.
Thank you.
Your Python issue got resolved, Pip?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that's great. You installed it.
No, no, I just checked. So the version was correct. So
Mm-hmm.
it
Okay.
did it. Yeah.
So team, so if you are using Windows, directly click on Windows here and the ID and the exe will get downloaded automatically. So likewise, install, download it, save it. I have already saved it earlier, so I'm not saving it again. I'll navigate you how to take it from there. So yeah, double click on the exe again. Similarly, you have done for setup has currently running. Since my setup is already in, it is not allowing me to do it. So you can directly click on, please close, cancel. You can directly click on the exe. So if anyone not able to install it or facing it any slowness in your machine or due to some other reasons, if you're not able to install it, directly use Python compiler. Even this is also okay for today's and tomorrow's class since we are only concentrating on Python coding. But by Monday, we should have any of the IDEs available in the machine. Since I'm using VS Code, it is preferred to have the VS Code in your machine.
I mean, we are using IDEA.
Yeah, we are using VS Code, not the PyCharm.
No, no, no. I'm asking about the project, I mean, framework.
A framework. The framework which we are using is both page object model. I'll be explaining you, but after the knowledge sessions on the playwright and all, we will be using two frameworks, BDD and also page object model.
Okay.
Yes. So I hope everyone has all completed installing Visual Studio Code and it's set up. So once you opened the code, you should see this screen. The screen should look like this. So help me understand if any issues are happening from your end.
Do we need to install any extensions for this one? Because new.
Currently, we
Because I
don't need
just
any
on
extension.
the VS Code.
You already have a VS Code?
No. Just now install the VS Code.
No extensions needed.
Okay.
You better, for this execution and all, you can create a folder in your machine. Like just do a right click. After the installation, go to any folder should be good. So I am choosing my desktop for that. Inside the desktop, I'm just doing a right click and new folder. Yeah. And name it as automation or something like that. Okay. And once you have once the folder you have created in your location, click on open folder, navigate to that location where you have the folder for select. Okay, so this is how we should see it after going towards the automation folder. It's an empty folder, right? So that's the reason why nothing is available here under the automation. So currently I'm focusing on Python, not on the automation. So I'll be creating a new file here saying demo.py with py extension. So as soon as you have given the extension of a file as .py, so this IDE, this Visual Studio Code will understand that the user is going to create something in the Python. Okay. I close all the unnecessary pop-ups here. Yes, team. So shall I proceed forward with the coding now? You still need some more time to get the installations done.
Yeah, I'm good here.
That's great. Okay. So if any of you are still facing any issues and not able to download it, you can use this link, the online editor compiler. So you can do all the coding which I'm explaining you now over there. You can practice it over there directly. Okay. So now let me open my today's agenda and what is my goal for today. I'll walk you through that. So today I am planning to cover the topics of variables. So what are the variables and how do you use the variables? The concept of variables in the Python and what are the data types we have and what are the operators we have and the conditional statements we have, loops, string operations, and typecasting. Basically, these are the very basic and the most important topics in the Python for one to understand what's the coding is actually is about. Okay. So let me start with the variables first. So what are the variables? So let's say I let's imagine this like a container. I want to store my value. Let's say our training institute, our institute name, it is Isha Foundation, right? So Isha Foundation. And I want to store it somewhere. So where I want to, we can simply have this text uh, left like this. We have to store it in an element. Let's say it is training. Okay. So here, if you see the training is my variable. So the place where we store something, the container which will allow the user to store something into it is called as a variable. That's it. It is a simple and a straight one. And there are multiple variables. We can store a text, something which we are giving under the double quotations or under the single quotations. It is called as a string. And basically, it is a collection of characters. As we already know, A, B, C, D, and these are the characters, right? So those characters, the collection of the characters is called a string. And when we are storing a string into the variable, automatically the type of the variable will be, I'm using a print statement to see the type of the variable. Type is nothing but what kind of value it is storing into it. So, and I'll open the terminal. In order to execute the code, we have to go to the terminal. So click on the three dots over here and go to the terminal and click on new terminal. Okay. And in order to trigger the execution of this file, type Python and click on a right click on demo.py, copy the relative path over here and paste it. Okay. So the path with the prefix of Python. So here, if you see the type, sorry, my mistake. Here it should be training. We are checking the type of a training, right? So save it. For saving, I'm using Control S for saving, and for triggering, go here, do an upward arrow mark so that the previously given command will automatically get pre-filled. Click on Enter. So if you see here, the type gone changed to string, str. Okay. Any questions on this? Any questions on the variables? There are multiple ways of creating the variables. So here we can have variable 1 as 1. 1 is nothing but integer. Okay. We can have numbers. We can store numbers. We can store 1.2, which is float. Float is nothing but decimals also we can store. If you want, we can also store an array. Here array is nothing but a list. I'll explain more in the next sessions. So here the ways to create a variable, I'll show you another way. So here if you see variable 1, variable 2 and the training. So these I have initiated one after the other, right? So let's say if you want to declare it all at once, I'll use the same name so that you will understand the other method to store the values in a variable. Okay. Comma. By using a comma operator, you can directly give all the values in a single space, in a single line. You don't have to use multiple lines for that. And I'll comment down all. And let me print. I'll just print the training and see whether the value of the Isha Foundation got already added here or not. Okay. Any questions so far? See, it got already. So here, these are the three ways to assign a value into our variables. I'll take a pause here. And in order to comment down this one, we have to use control plus this one, /. So by using this, you can directly comment out few lines. Commenting is nothing but you're asking the Python to not to bother about those lines. And basically in the automation, we will be using that in order to give some comments.
How to comment?
We have to use control and /. Here, if you see, can you see my screen? Here I have written it, control plus // on the keyboard. If you click on that, you can directly comment out the lines.
Okay.
Yes. And Here, why do we use mostly comments? Because to give some meaning, to give some heading to our code. So here I'm assigning the values to my variables. Okay, so like this, we will be using the comments like that as well in order to provide some headings to the steps which we are giving in the code. Okay, team, any questions on variables before we proceed forward to the data types?
So my question
Yes.
is, like any other language, we are like compiling the code and then execution, right?
Here,
But in the Python
mhm,
case, we are just executing this one command where uh, compilation and execution is happening simultaneously.
yes.
So
Mm.
can you explain that part?
So here in the Python and in the VS Code alone, we don't have to specifically do the compilations and the execution separately. Compilation is nothing but we are asking the Python to check whether we have any issues in the code we have already written. And then
Right,
execution is nothing but getting the output of the code, right? So when
right.
we are using the VS Code and that too in the Python, those two
Mm,
things directly get automatically triggered. Let's say I'm using training, right? And training is available, so I haven't received any error here in the console. So this is
mm,
called terminal, or we can also say it as console, the bottom area. Okay.
okay,
And here, let's say we don't have terminal training at all. So I'll rename it to some other thing like training one. Now we don't have training, right? And now I'm triggering the execution. Here we directly got the error. So here means it is already compiling before giving me the
mm,
output. So what it is saying in my file, so this is my file path. C users
right.
Vita desktop automation demo py. In this module, I am asking in my line 13, I'm asking to print training. So name training is not defined. It means we don't have a training variable available in my system, in my py file.
Right.
So it is also trying to understand, give me a suggestion saying that are you planning to use training one, since it is trying to correlate the existing variables with the same name, with a similar name.
So
Okay, so
basically, it's a
mhm,
compilation error, right?
it is.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Great. Thank you.
Yeah, basically everything happens automatically. We don't have to do everything separately here. And the best part with the Python is that when you are declaring these variables in the other language, so let's say in the Java, so what you have to do, if you are going to store one value, one integer into it, you have to provide int some name like I'll say as I only, I equals to 1, okay, and with the semicolon. And for the string to store, you will use str value equals to hello, how are you, right? And with end with a semicolon. And if you want to store a float, we'll use float j equals to 1.2. So like before when you are storing something in our variable, we have to provide the data type for that. But here in the Python, you don't have to provide anything. You can directly assign the values. Okay, like this, or you can assign it like this. And if you want to see in the detailed version of what the type of each and every um, variables which we have given, you can also do that directly. And we need training. And we need variable 2. Okay. And again, trigger the run. See, the variable 1 has a type of integer and training has a type of string because I have stored the Isha foundation in that. And variable 2 has 1.2 in it, which is nothing but float. Okay. So it will automatically detect. So when we are dealing with the Python, so it automatically detect what's the value I'm trying to store and provides a memory for that in the Python memory, and it stores the data directly. And yeah, we can also assign x, y, z to have the same value as hello also. So this is another feature, other way of representation of the variables. Okay. Team, all fine with that, or can I go to the next step? Do you have any questions on the variables? Variables are nothing but storing the data into it. That's it. And where we are storing.
Is it a double quote or single quote?
You can have both. We can, for the strings, you can have a double quote, or you can also have a single quote for that. It detects both as a string.
But which is recommended in this case, single quote or double quote for this string?
Both is recommended. It actually depends on in our automation. Sometimes we have to give like this also. Like let me give us some double quote. Isha Foundation is an online training, an online platform or something. Okay, and let me just print this one. See, if you want the single quotation also to get printed, then during that cases, we have to use double quotations to wrap the single quotations.
Okay.
Yeah, so basically it's about the usage, and normally both are recommended. So here, if you have to use both single at a time, it will not allow you. So either single or double. Okay. So now I'll proceed forward towards the data types. So far I told you, I have shown you here when we type, when we use type function, and in that if we give these variable names, it is providing me int, string, str and float. So what are these? These are nothing but the data types we have in Playwright. So data types, there are like multiple varieties of the data types. So we have numeric data types. And in that numeric data types, we have int, float, and the complex. And we also have a text related data type, which is nothing but string. And we have sequential data types, which is nothing but list, tuple, and a range. We have mapping type, which is nothing but dictionary. I'll explain each and everything in the details as well. And we have set and we have a boolean. Okay. Now, I'll explain you in today's session about the numeric data types and text data types and Boolean. Okay, the sequential types and mapping, these are a bit advanced. So I'll cover it in the tomorrow. I'll start covering it in the tomorrow session once you understand in detail about what are the numeric data types, text, and about the Boolean. Okay. So now what are the numeric data types? As I explained you here, int, str, and float. Int, float, and complex. So how to, I'll just clearing of all the details here. If you want, you can note it down. Yeah. So here, let's say numeric data type is my variable name. I'm just giving it as a variable name and I want to store one into it. So this act as a int, and float is nothing but something with the decimal into it. Point something is nothing but float. Okay, and you can also see print type. Actually, we have a function type which provides the data type of the variable. So my variable name is numeric data type, and I'm providing that inside the type. Okay. So now do it, and here it is showing you as float. And similarly, int is nothing but something without the dot is int, numeric number. Okay, so we have these two, and also there is another thing called as complex. Variable 1 equals to, so it starts with something like a real number. First, you have to give some numeric number 5 plus J8. So it will be like this because the values before the plus acts as a real number. Basically, we never use a complex data type. It is mostly for a scientist and also for the engineering candidates. It is not mostly used in our coding nor in the playwright as well. So you just understand there is another type called complex, apart from the int and also float. J is, we are saying it's some imaginary number which which can which can turn into anything. So basically it is about the scientific terminology, not for us. Okay. So you just concentrate on float and also integer in the numeric data types. And coming to the string. So as I told you, strings, we can have it in a single quotation. So whatever we are enclosing, let's say again variable 1 equals to 1. So basically the type of 1 is see, this is int, right? So if I enclose it in single quotations or double quotations, it shows a string because Python accepts anything inside a quotation. Whatever you're providing under the quotation, it consider that as a string. Okay, any questions on this?
I have one question, Tripura.
Yeah,
Why
please.
are we getting the class? What is meant by that in the output? Class.
Class is
Where I have-
nothing. Yeah. So this is the developer language. So class, all these data types will be stored. The Python accepts based on the value we are giving, it stores in our storage memory, right? So in the storage, we have multiple classes. So one of the classes is str, and one of the classes int, one of the classes float, like that. So it is retrieving the data from that particular class.
Okay.
Yeah. So here it is determining the data type. Mostly you concentrate on the data type which it is providing us, which is str. And you can use the same thing here in our online compiler also. I'm also showing that. So future in the interviews, you can directly use that. Okay. The same output. And I have the link posted in the chat as well. Okay. So this is a representation of the string. We can have many lines here. Okay. Automation. And you can directly print, if you want that value to get printed in the console, you can directly print it. So this is strings. Any question on string data type?
In whatever we are denoting into the single quotes, we called it as string. Am I right?
Yeah, not only single, double as well.
Okay.
So this is the two representation of creating a string. We can either use single or double based on the requirement. Yeah. So that's it. That's a simple and straightforward way to say about the strings. Okay, and the sequential types, mapping type and set, these are a bit advanced. I'll cover it after understanding about the operators, after understanding about the yeah, and the castings and all. Then we can go to the advanced data types. So now let me help you understand about the booleans. Boolean is another important for us as a testers. Booleans are very important because it helps in determining whether it is a true or a false. So basically, during the automation, what we do, we will get the value and see if it is true, then pass my test case. If it is false, then fail the test case. So these are the ways we do the checks while creating the automation. So booleans are very important. So boolean is nothing but here in the variable itself, I can store it as true. Yeah, true is not determined. We have to have a capital letter. Okay. And the type. You see here, it is bool. So basically how we determine whether it is a true or false. Here, if 2 is greater than 3. So here I'm assigning 2 is 2 greater than 3? No, right? So what should be the value of variable 1? It should be false. So I'll see what it is storing in it. I'll also print the value and its type. Boolean because it is false. Okay, so basically these kind of conditions mostly we'll be using in our automation. So booleans are main. It is basically the store value true or a false. It just stores the value of a true or a false based on the conditions we are giving it. Okay. That's a brief introduction about the booleans. Now I'll explain you about the operators, which is very much required for creating the variables, for determining the booleans, and for increasing the value of the variables also. So there arithmetic, we have arithmetic operators, assignment operator, we have comparison operator, we have logical operator, we have membership operator and identity operator. And I'll explain you in detail about each one after the other in this session. So basically what is an arithmetic operator is, so if you want, you can also have a quick look on these operators we have. In the arithmetic operators are nothing but the mathematical calculations we do. Let's say uh, if we want to add two numbers, like 2 plus 3. So we use plus symbol, right? So that is a part of an arithmetic operator, which is addition. And if you want to do 2 minus 3, that is also an arithmetic. So all the mathematical related calculations come under the arithmetic operator. So here, coming to the first one, we have as an addition. So let A equals to and 5 and B equals to, and basically the plus minus everything, since this is related to the mathematical operations, we will be doing it either on the int or a float, not on the strings. 3. So now I want to print A plus B. It is 8. Okay, so this is a part of an arithmetic operator, and we can also assign the value here, A plus B, and use that variable okay. So here what is happening, once I have used A plus B, the Python first goes to the variable A. So inside the variable A, we have the value as 5. So it will get the 5, store it in the temporary memory in its stack, and goes to B, and it fetch the value of 3. And then since we have used plus, it does 5 plus 3. Okay, it does, and assign that in our variable as 3. And since I'm C, and since I'm using the C in my print statement, it prints the value as 8. Okay, here how we are using the variables and how the values are getting assigned after doing the arithmetic operation. Is it clear? Yes. So coming to the next operator we have is subtraction. Okay, so now similarly, in the place of plus, we have to just use it minus. So it understands, again, the Python understands to go to the A first and then go to the B and does the subtraction between A and B. Okay, now let me print the value in the console. See, here we have got the value as 2 because it is A minus B. This is about the subtraction.
For
And
example,
we have,
if we take the p value as 9 or 10, how will it consider?
okay, good question. Let me also directly do it here and show you the output.
No. I'm asking about b value should be greater than a.
Yes, I have just given it. A as 3 and B
Okay.
as 5. Now I'm assigning A as 3 and B as 5. And let's
Okay.
see the output. It is -2.
Okay.
3 minus 5 is -2. So similarly, we can do it for float and see how the value gets. It directly converts into a float. If both are int, then the value output will be like an int. If any one of the variable type is float, then the value will be automatically formulated to float, converted to float. Okay? Yes. So now let's say out of these two, one we have as a string. What happens? Here A is 3 and B I have given is a string. Though we have 5 under it, I have enclosed it in our quotations. See what happened. Let me just clear the screen here. I'll enlarge it, expand it. And now, yeah. So now what it is saying, near the line 3, I'm trying to do C equals to A minus B. And here I am trying to do minus operation for int and a string, which is not supported. Okay, this is how we'll be getting the error messages, and this is how we can easily understand the error from the error messages. Okay. Any questions on this? Yeah. So now moving on to the multiplication. So here we have asterisk. So here if A into, so this is the simple symbol of the multiplication. A into B. So it is 15. 5 into 3. And since one of them is a float, so we will be getting a float value. If you want to have an integer, you just remove the float. Okay. We got the float. So let's say we want to have a float as one of the value. Let's have the B as 5.0 and my output, I want it to have an integer only. I don't want to have it as a float. So what we should do, we have to give int of. Okay. So here in the print statement, we have to ask C equals to int of C. So I'm just asking that to convert as an integer. And now I'll print it. See, now I did not get a float, though I have one of the element as float, one of the variable as float. So this is called as typecasting. And let's say if you want one of the element, so both are int, I want them to be a float in my output. So you just give float, assign C as a float in this manner. And I want everyone to note these down in the running notes because these are very important in the future sessions. Even in our automation, all these concepts are very important. See, though we don't have a float, we got the output as a float. And you can also check whether really the value is float or not. Type. I'm just printing the type. So it is float. Okay. So this is how we do the typecasting. And even if you want to have the string, you can do is def str. If you want to convert something into a string, you can do it as well. You observe here class is str. Okay. And likewise, we have another operator, which is division. And this is very interesting. Please try to understand this concept. Let's say we have, let's say we have 12 under A and we let it, I want to leave B as 5 and do A by B. I am not converting this to anything and printing directly the value of C. So what happens? Basically, when you know in the mathematics, 12 divided by 5. So 5 twos are it's 10, right? So now it has to give me the value of A by B. So it is 2.4. So near 2.4, it's about the dividend. I'll explain you with my paint. Yeah. So here we have 12. Sorry. One side. Yes, 12. And when we are dividing, so what do we do in the mathematics? Dividing it with 5. So it will be 5 twos, it will be 10, and there will be a 2 as a reminder. And in order to eradicate the reminder, we'll do a point here and put a 0 into it. And for the 5 fours are 20, correct? With the reminder as 0. So now when we are doing 12 by 5, then the coefficient here will be considered as the value. And when we are dealing with percentage, A percentage B, then the coefficient here, before giving the 0, here the reminder, whatever we had it in the very first execution. So that will be assigned to the variable. So here any questions on the dividing and also with the and the modulus? This concept is also very important. So division is nothing but at what point we are getting 0, and modulus is nothing but as soon as you divide A by B, what is the value we are getting in the coefficient. And that's it. It's simple and straightforward. Yes. So now exponential is nothing but if you A exponential 2. So let's say A equals to 2 and B equals to 3. So C equals to A exponential, star and star B. B means nothing but 2 to the power of 3. Here I am using A as the first variable and B as the second variable, right? So first it grabs a 2 and power of 3. 2 into 2 into 3. So that will be the value. So that's the power of the exponential. It just does the power to it. 2 to the power of 3. And if the B is 4, then it has to do 2 into 2 into 2 into 2, 4 times. So which I think it is 16. Yeah. So these are the basic exponential variables we have. And double patience. 15, 12 divided by 3. So earlier we got 2.4, right? When we are dividing by 5. So now it has to get the 2. It will not consider value after the point. It will just give the value before the 2, before the point. Okay, so these are the basic arithmetic operators we have. And I'll pause a second here. Guys, any question you have on the arithmetic operators, or we can go forward to the next one?
I'm fine.
Okay, great. Thank you. So now let's go towards assignment operators. So assignment operators are nothing but how we are assigning a value into a variables. So here over the entire class, you might have observed when I'm assigning some value into a variable, I am using equals to. For the action, I'm using the equals to. Equals to is nothing but assignment operator. I'm asking the playwright to store 12 in the A. And similarly, we have another assignment operator, which is nothing but plus equals to. I'll also print A. Okay. So now let's print it. So it is showing me 12. So now if I use a plus, what happens? Nothing. Because A is not defined before it. A equals to 1. So basically A plus 1 is nothing but A plus 12. Okay. So instead of A equals to A plus 12, if we want to achieve this kind of criteria, we can directly use A plus equals to. So basically, I'll show you first what is A plus 12. It should be 12 plus 1, which is 13, right? Because I have already assigned a value in the A, and when I am going to print playwright, first goes to the first one. Yeah. You
So
have any question?
yeah, sorry. So basically, we're trying to update the value of A, right?
Right.
Okay.
So updating with the same value. If you are trying to use the same variable instead of this other one, you can directly use plus in it. Instead of again using A plus, you can directly use plus equals to.
Okay.
See the same result. And similarly, we have minus equals to also. Since 1, it does 1 minus 12. Because 1 is what I have assigned it in the A. So we have the value as minus 11. Okay. So these are about plus equals to and minus equals to. And again, multiplication, A into 12. Which is nothing but updating the value of A with A into 12 and updating the value by dividing it. And here, this operator mean we are doing A equals to A by 12. Okay, means 1 by 12. So similarly, percentile 12 is nothing but first we are doing it like this. A percentile 12. And assigning it, and the value we are assigning it in the A directly. Exponential and same floor. Okay, like this. So we are again updating and assigning it in the same variable. So these are the assignment operators we have. And mostly we will be using equals to, and we'll be using plus and plus equals to, and we'll be using subtraction equals to. Because for the for loops and also for the iterations, we basically need these assignment operators majorly. Now, coming to the comparison operators, so here the comparison basically the arithmetic operators and the assignment operators, it gets the values which we are giving, right? So when you're going with the comparison operators, it gives the output as true or a false. That's it. So Boolean values will be the output of a comparison operators. So here if we have equals to, so let's say A equals to 5, B equals to 2, and C equals to again 2. And now print A equals to B. What it happens? It gives me false because A is not equals to B, right? And similarly, is B equals to C? True, because B and C, we have both the values as true. So equals to basically compares just the value we have it in both the variables. Okay. And also we have another operator called not equals to. So not equals to generally checks whether the value in the right hand side is not equal to the value in the right hand side. Basically C and B, for both the variables we have the value as 2, correct? So when we are using the not operator, then I should see false here because those both are of the same value. And if I use it as A instead of C, since A is 5 and B is 2, we should get true because they both are not a match. And that is what I'm expecting. So you understood about the not assignment as well, right? Not operator. And basically we have greater than operators. Is A greater than B? The value should be true. And is A less than B? The value should be false. And is A, I'll use, is C less than B? No, right? Because they both are same. So it should be false. Is A less than or equals to B? Yes, because it has an operator of equals to also. So it should be true. So these are the major comparison operators we have. Okay. Any questions on this operators? Okay, I'll take that as a no. And coming to the next operators we have is logical operators. I'll also share you this PPT after the end of the session, so you can also go have a quick reading whenever you have the time. And list of the logical operators, and or not. So basically what happens when we are dealing in a larger projects, when we have certain variables like A, B, C here, if we take the same value. So first, we are using and or to check the two operators, like is two condition, is A greater than B and C equals to B. So here in this case, is A greater than B? It is true because 5 is greater than 2. And is C equals to B? It is true. B is equals to C, 2 and 2. So here what happens, if left hand side and the right hand side both are true for an end, then the value it prints is also true. Print. Oh, sorry. My bad. Equals to. Because equals to is an assignment, right? Here it gives the true because both left hand and the right hand, they both are equal. They both are true. So let's say if is greater than 7. Here also I can directly give 7 instead of using the variable. So is A less than 7? Yes, it is less than 7. Is it greater than 7? False. So this condition is false in my case and this condition is true. So when I trigger the run, I should get a false because one of my conditions before and after end is false. So when both are true, we should get true. If any of the condition of the left and right, they are false, then we should get a false as an output. And if both are false also, we should get the false as an output. And if instead of using and, if I use or, and have one condition as false and one condition as true, then what should be my output? It should be true. So that is the beauty of the or, and that is the beauty of the and. When you want strictly both the conditions to be true, then we should have an and. And if you want any of the condition to be true to proceed to the next step, then we have to use or. It fails only both the conditions are false. Then only it will provide me the value of a false. Okay? And not also you can use the same thing. Membership, so list of membership operators, and these are also very main for us. So let's say A equals to hello. This is Tripura. Okay. And if I have hello in A, I'm checking whether a string is in another string. Is hello available in A? Then print yes, hello is available in A. See, it is checking whether a string is available in another string. Okay, this is very much useful for us in the list operators too. And not. So similarly, in place of in, if I use a not in, we are contradicting. We are checking whether if the hello is not available in my A, then print yes. Else, I'll explain you the loops in the next session. The conditions. No, it is available. Okay, printed. So now it went to my else condition because it is available in the a operator in my variable. So the if will be get bypassed and the else statement get triggered and the print will get the value inside the print will get printed in the console. So I can see we have a question.
Could you please explain this concept again? I mean, list of members operator. I didn't able to understand this one.
List of members. Perfect. Sure. And thank you for raising the question. So here in list of operators are nothing but we are checking whether something is available in my variable
Okay,
or
like
not.
it is assertion. Okay.
Sorry?
No, like it is assertion concept, right?
Assertion. Everything is an assertion kind of thing. Even this is also assertion. So like say here in this concept, I am checking if Tripura is available in my variable or not. So for that, what we do? This is not a number integers, right? So for the integer we check a equals to 5 or not, a equals to b or not. But this is a string, so how do we compare it? How do we check whether my value is available in that variable or not? So for that we use in it. So I can directly use print hello in a. It also serves the same. It provided me the false. Okay, is it straightforward? You can understand this directly. I'm just checking. Or else we can also do it in this way. P equals to hello. We can assign it like that. And I'm just checking whether earlier we did B equals to A, right? So now I'm just doing B in A, whether B is available in A or not. True.
Okay.
And it is also a case sensitive here. So if you have a small letter and the value we have available over there is capital, then also it throws us false. So Python is case sensitive. You have to be very clear about that also.
Okay.
Yeah. And similarly, not in is nothing but here, if I just have to provide not, and I'm checking here whether B is not available in A or not. I'm just saying the Python B is not available in A. So it gives me the output as true or false. Since H and H are not same, so it should give me true. Yes, it is not available in A. So that's the desired output. Any questions around the in operator? I'll take that as a no. And coming to the next operator is. So here earlier we had A equals to 1 and B equals to, let's say again 1. So what happens? Print A equals to B. So what happens? It has to give me the value as true because A and B has the same value. But when we are assigning two values of two variables, A and B, and even though we are assigning the same values, in the Python, what happens? In the memory, as soon as you create a variable, a new space will get allocated for A and a new space will be allocated for B. And when you are using equals to operator, it is just checking the values are similar or not. But I also want to check whether they are using the same memory or not. So for that, I will be using is. In Java, we have triple equals to. So similarly, in Python, we have is operator. So now we have created two variables. So it points to two different memories. So though the values are same, it has to give me the false. Okay, since it's a locator, let me see. No, this is wrong. Why? A is B. We have a sim double in Visual Code. Yeah, I'll double check about this. Basically, is is nothing but triple equals to. I'm not sure why it is giving me as true here. Yeah, I'll double check this one. So basically, it has to check whether the memory is same or not. So maybe it is for the list or can be directly. I'll double check and we'll let you know in the tomorrow's session. So this is about the list identity. Yeah. So any questions on the operators so far or in the variables or the data types? So I'll end the session here and we can discuss about the conditions and the loops tomorrow. And those are the major topics for the Python before we proceed forward to the data structures. Okay, guys. So I'll take that as a no.
Are you going